That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.
Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Trade Talk. This week we're talking about kind of a unique thing. I'm always excited when I can have the best review of a thing just based on my ability to actually talk about a book. There's not a lot of reviews of Prince of Persia Before the Sandstorm. So this is one of those things where I picked it up exclusively because I liked the Prince of Persia and Todd McFarlane did the cover. That's the only reason I bought this. It's Todd McFarlane did the cover and drew the Prince of Persia. It's not technically the Prince of Persia because you'll notice the Disney logo up top. This is based on the movie. It's not an adaptation of the movie. It's kind of a prequel, side story, spin-off thing of the movie. And it's not particularly good. So I had to rewatch the Disney movie in order to understand what was going on here. And the Disney movie is not awful, but it is literally nothing. It's not awful not because it's well done. It's awful because it is literally nothing. Like, it is the most nothing movie I think I've ever watched. But in the Disney movie, they have these characters, Siso, who is like a knife-throwing African tribesman, and I can't remember his name. Actually, this desk jacket is the actual cover. I've got to find his name. Sheikh Amar. So we have Sheikh Amar and Siso who are in the movie. Siso is the knife-throwing guy, if you remember him from the live-action movie. And Sheikh Amar is the dude that owns the ostrich racing track and doesn't like paying taxes. So this is a story about those guys. They are arrested and taken before a governor of a city, and they're arrested for clearly having way too much wealth for their social class. So they obviously stole it. And we get a very Arabian Nights style thing here, where it's like them and then 3 other people that were with them at the time. So they were having a big party with all this money that like clearly had to have been stolen. And they're told that Sheikh Amar and Siso will be beheaded and their compatriots flogged for associating with thieves. And like the reason they'll be beheaded specifically is because the objects that they clearly stole bear the royal markings. So they stole them from royalty. So they'll be beheaded for their crimes. And they say, no, we received these from Prince Dastan. Dastan? Like, we were minding our own business when some Persian soldiers came, and they said, Prince Dastan wants you to have this, and they dropped off the items with us. And the Sultan, of course, doesn't believe this, or Sultan, or whatever he's supposed to be, doesn't believe this, and orders their execution. But then Sheikh Amir begins what the whole premise is, which is this very Arabian Nights scenario of telling stories about why they may have gotten, like believable reasons that they would have gotten this money from Prince Dastan as a gift from Prince Dastan. So he's like, oh, no, wait, now I remember. Oh, years ago I was in this bad situation. I was locked in prison, but not anything that I did. I was just waiting for my day in court, And I was locked up with a young boy who had fallen in love with a beautiful woman who turned out to be the princess. And he was a street thief, and he, was in love with her, Princess Jasmine, and there was an evil sultan named Jafar that didn't want the boy to be in love with this girl because he wanted to marry her himself. And so he arranged for the boy to be arrested. But I helped the boy escape the prison, and he went back to go fight Jafar and win the woman's hand. And that's the last I saw of him, and that boy must have been Dastan, and he clearly married the princess and gained favor with the king for protecting his daughter, and so that's why he was so grateful to me after all these years. He must have tracked me down and sent me this treasure. And like, so that story is complete bullshit. It is ripped straight out of an Arabian Nights tale. And so he's like, you're clearly just making this stuff up. Now, I will say, they do one thing that's really cool. It has nothing to do with anything. So all I'm going to do right now is spoil you with a really fucking awesome image that means nothing. Okay? Dark Prince. Oh, guys, I love the Prince of Persia games, and the Dark Prince is hands down the coolest fucking character in the franchise to me. For my money. That guy was such a badass. Fucking chain whipping around and shit. So yeah, like the boy in this story looks in a mirror and sees the Dark Prince, and he steps into the mirror and he hops out as the Dark Prince, ready to kill all these soldiers. That's literally it. All you get is this page. Nothing else. Nothing. Nothing. Complete and total waste. It is so an apt sequel to the movie because it is nothing. But it looks really, really cool. Who did the art on this one? Because they switch artists for every story that's told. Disney has this weird thing where they don't do very good comic tie-ins with stuff. It's pretty annoying, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's see here. So the first story, Shikamar's Tale. Bernard Chang. Interesting that he did the art on this. Bernard Chang also did the art on Batman Beyond for this week's issue. So this is, 7 years later for the guy. He does a cool looking Dark Prince. It doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but he does a cool looking Dark Prince. I'll give him that. Bernard Chang, I think he's been doing the art on the new Batman Beyond series since it got started. But, it looks cool as shit. It looks cool as shit. And it's nothing. It is literally nothing. So anyways, the Sultan hears this whole story. He goes, no, you're fucking full of shit. I know that story from when I was a kid. You're a liar. And then Ciso, the knife thrower from the movie, steps up and he's like, no, this man is of impeccable honor and dignity, I promise you. And so this is like a partly true, partly falsified story wherein we get to see what actually happened as to how these two met, but everything we see, Ciso narrates and spins as if he's telling it differently than what we're seeing. So Ciso was a tribesman hunting in the plains of Africa, but his village was raided and he was captured and sold into slavery, and he slowly learned, he first met Shikamar when he was being sold at market, and Shikamar tried to buy him but was not allowed to because his money was considered counterfeit. But then he was, learned the language, served in a rich-ass mansion, and when the son or something like that of one of the mansion of the house owner was getting married, the new family was brought over before the wedding and they were staying in the house, and one of the daughter that was to be married really, really liked Ciso, and she was like throwing glances at him and stuff, and so he was like trying his best not to be alone with her. But then the night of the wedding, he stumbles into her tent without realizing it's her in there, and she immediately throws herself on him. But then due to a series of bizarre circumstances, they are caught, and she says, no, he tried to rape me. And so Ciso has to try to run away and all this stuff, and he runs into Shikamar, and this is like the actual way that they met. Shikamar knows that he's a really good knife thrower based on his tribe, and convinces the guards that he's part of his whole like circus act thing, and gets him out of the situation. That's how they met, but Ciso tells the story in that, like, oh, he was this honorable man, and when this woman threw herself at me, everyone was ready to kill me, but then he stood up for me. He said, no, I know this man. He would not do that. If he says that this woman threw herself at him, then she did. And so, he got me off. That's how honorable and good this man is. And then the governor or whatever is like, even if it's true, all it is your word. You have nothing to really back that up. And then one of the women that was with them, who's an original character for the graphic novel, tells her story of a story she heard from a woman she was in a harem with at one point. Dinazard's Tale, with art by Nico Hinracho. So this is where, like, it breaks from being just about Shikamaru and Ciso and starts to, like, fill in some of the stuff for the rest of the mythos that the movie has. Because in the movie, he at one point has to fight the assassins, which are, like, a pretty infamous Persian branch. They are assassins. So in the movie, he has to fight them, and so here we get kind of like some background on the assassins, wherein this girl is brought to a remote castle and is brought back with all these women in this lush garden area with all this beautiful food, and at night, a boy is brought to them drugged, and he wakes up, and they are just all over him, pampering him, giving him whatever he wants, giving him a night of paradise before drugging him before he goes back to sleep. And she doesn't know why they're doing this, but she's there for a while. Like, she was there for 6 months, and she doesn't understand why they're doing this for these boys, but they keep doing it. And then, like, the boy that brought her there has snuck back, and he has promised her a way out because he loves her, and he wants to help her escape from this life. And while they are on their way out, they see that this is where they bring new boys to be indoctrinated and made part of the assassins. And so what they do is they drug them and tell them, you're going to experience paradise for one night, and if you ever die fighting as a assassin, then you'll experience this forever. And, like, so the whole idea is that will make them fearless. That will make them perfectly willing to die in battle because they have paradise waiting for them. So it's like the whole idea, like the 72 virgins thing, but it's expanded out to be its own thing without being just blatantly insulting to Islam, which is nice. It's a pretty clever way to do that. And so you get, like, this guy tries to save this girl, and she manages to escape, but the assassins catch up with him before he can go. And so he says, no, it was just me, and she escapes, and blah, blah. And that somehow has something to do with why they should let these guys go. It starts to get really tangential at that point. And then we get a story that fills in the background of the city of Alamut, which is the city that the Persians invade, that has the Dagger of Time, all that stuff within it, and we get the background of why it's such a holy city and all this stuff through another story, and why it contains the sands of time, yada yada yada. It's not terribly interesting, but anyway, the last story is probably the least interesting. It might just be the longest. Anyway, they all explain, so this is why you should let us go, and the Sultan guy is just like, fucking no, you're all a bunch of idiots. Get the fuck out of here with your goddamn stories. I'm beheading these two. And then the two of them, oh wait, there is one more story, my bad. There's one other guy with him that was, like, helping them out, and so he tells another story that's directly about Prince Dastan and the stuff he has to deal with. So, like, there's this Persian soldier that's captured on this remote island and enslaved with a bunch of other Persian soldiers, but manages to escape one night. And while searching for a way off the island, he runs into what ends up being Prince Dastan and Biss, who is a character for like 10 minutes in the movie. He runs into them, and then they become fast friends after a brawl, and they decide to go back to the castle with the evil monster in it, and it's like this guy with these two snakes coming out of his shoulders, and so the prince manages to fight the snakes off and basically save the day, and then he sails home, or he sails to go join his brothers on the front lines of this war that their father's fighting, and they laugh at him because they've already conquered the city, and he showed up in a boat that he didn't leave in. So like that story worked a bit as well. It just kind of gives you the background of the kind of shit that the prince has had to deal with. It gives you some interesting background on like the way he interacts with his brothers, stuff like that kind of works, and that relationship's relatively important to the movie. But anyway, Sultan says, yeah, I'm gonna kill these fucking guys, and that's when they make their escape and get away at the last possible minute. But as the Sultan is trying to organize a manhunt for them, representative of the palace shows up and it says, Prince Dastan received your message. You have 2 men and his royal property in your custody? And the Sultan's like, yes. Well, that is. The prince orders that on no condition are these men to be harmed. They are to be set free immediately with his apologies. And like that is what puts it in context as to why these guys got all this gold from Dastan. It's not because of anything they said. It's because of the events of the movie. Because in the movie, Dastan uses their help. The knife thrower has a boss fight with one of the assassins, and Sheikh Amir has Amar. I keep wanting to say Amir. Sheikh Amar has like a whole knockdown, drag out thing to distract some guards. So like they helped him save the day at the end, but at the end, time is rewound, so none of the events of the movie actually happened to anyone except the prince, and so he never got the chance to thank them for their help. So this is kind of a sequel thing that gives you a bunch of stories that maybe happened in this universe, and it's whatever. It's like, it's a fun little tie-in to a movie that's not very good, so it's kind of like a nothing tie-in plot-wise. It's got some cool images. I don't know why Prince of Persia hasn't had comics. I mean, you could maybe say it's only got one real story, and that's in those first 3 games, but I don't know. Would I be the only one that would read some Prince of Persia comics? I feel like you could do some interesting stuff. Like, there's a nice, rich mythology you could exploit there. You just do something else that the prince has to deal with that's not connected directly to the dagger. Now he just fucking has it. Otherwise, it's alright. The art's okay. The stories are fun and entertaining. It's probably better than the movie in many ways, but you have to watch the movie for it to make much sense. So, take it as you will. Meh. Just okay. Just an okay whatever book. I was talking about this at the beginning. Disney doesn't do very good comic crossovers. Like, I tried to watch or read a Pirates of the Caribbean comic with Captain Jack Sparrow as the main character, and that should have been really fun and look really cool, and it was not. It did not. It was a rousing disappointment. This is better, but just because the art's better and the story is at least, comprehensible, the Pirates one was not very good. So like, this gets minimal praise is what I'm saying. Like, it's okay. It is fine. If you're a Prince of Persia fan, I'm sure you'll like something about it. But like, the weird thing is, why wouldn't you just make this about the Prince of Persia? Why is it about these side characters from the movie? Why wouldn't you make it a comic adventure about the prince? And also, the title, Before the Sandstorm, is a prequel to Now There's Fucking Sand Everywhere. Stole that joke from Brit for Fun on Twitter. And I like that joke. I will stick by stealing that joke. But no, like, it's not a. The title doesn't really make sense because this takes place after the film, and if the sandstorm is the film, because there's a sandstorm in the film, I guess. It doesn't make much sense. That there's no sandstorm in this book. There's no sandstorm imagery alluded to in any significant way. This is just it's a pretty meaningless title. So yeah, it's whatever. It's just an okay book, all things considered, not particularly impressive. But that'll do it for this episode of Trade Talk. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good time. Bye.
That's not a comic book. Now that's a comic book.